Hey, it's Karen here, and it's so great to be with you on this wonderful Tuesday. Hope you're doing great. For those who don't know me, I love to come on here. I love to, I'm a coach, and I love to empower people to live their best life and, living a healthy, active lifestyle. And so, I wanted to come and talk to you today about maybe getting started. Maybe you're trying to find ways to get fit. I know this isolation time is a very unique time for so many people, and maybe you've found yourself actually busier than what you normally are. That's also quite possible, right? And so one of the first things that goes, I know it is for me, so maybe I'm thinking I'm not alone here, but one of the things that I find is that, when life gets busy, one of the first things to go is actually our exercise routine. And so maybe you're finding yourself in a place where, life is just frantic at the moment. It's so busy. Maybe you're working, maybe you're homeschooling, maybe you've got dropping children off to school, and you're trying to juggle everything, all at the same time. And so because you've got a busy life, one of the things that starts to happen is that, our own priorities go down that list, right? It doesn't stay at the top. So I wanted to share just a couple of tips with you today because I found some great information which really resonated with me because, there's been times in my life where I get so busy that all falls by the wayside too. And so I think it's normal to have that kind of feeling. And maybe the other thing is that maybe you're in such a spot where you think that you are so unfit now that you just can't get back. You just can't see yourself finding the time to get back to where you were. And, the first thing I do want to say about that is that doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how unfit you are, doesn't matter whether you've had children or not had children. It doesn't matter what the starting point is, okay? So the starting point is just the starting point. It's not where you can go to, and you can get back to wherever you want. And that's my first tip. You need to take action. Wishing and hoping for someone else to do it, well, that's just never going to happen. People are going to do what they want to do. There's a great quote that says, if it's important to you, you find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. And, I hear myself saying that, and even to myself, from time to time. And, if you're at that point, enough is enough, you need to take some action. But here's the thing I want to talk about with that. Let's think about balance. Okay. So that's my second tip. Let's have some balance. So why not start small? So if you're going to start out, let's say you've got a goal of running a marathon, maybe that's in 12 months time. Maybe you were wanting to do something and life got in the way. And so now the goal is next year to do a marathon. Well, the thing is, you're not just going to go and run 42 kilometers, right? Not from nothing. So it's about starting to get that balance and saying, well, okay, let's take some action and let's decide that we're going to just do any kind of movement. So what does that look like for you? Well, that's going to be different for every single person. I don't know what it is for you. One of the things that really helped me, I have on my phone a app. It's called Activity Tracker. And so you can see there, well, there we are, there. I've done 9,800 steps already today. So, and the day's not over. And, I make it my goal to do 10,000 every day. Now, that's a normal thing that most people do. I wasn't tracking that. And I realized that I was doing so little in as far as steps go. So I really needed to increase my workout. So I decided that I really wanted to make sure that my steps were consistent. And I was committing to something. So that's my third one, is commitment. So it's action, balance, and commitment. They're the three. And often what can happen is, and this was me. If I couldn't get to the gym or I couldn't do a workout that was at least, an hour, it just wasn't going to happen. So nothing happened. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I'm that kind of a person. I'm all in or I'm all out. And unfortunately, it has its good bits to that and also has its drawbacks. And the drawback is that if I can't get the whole lot in. I want to sort of not do it at all. Now, that doesn't serve me, and it certainly doesn't serve you if you've got some goals. And so why not start looking at, doing a set of exercises that you can do really simply, and just doing them, in 5-minute blocks. So what if you did 5 or 6 5-minute blocks every single day of doing some exercises? So you could do, jogging on the spot, or marching on the spot. You could do that for, say, 20 seconds. You could do 10 squats, and you could do 10 push-ups, whether that's starting on the wall or whatever. And let's say those 3 exercises and you did it for 5 minutes, and you did that 6 times a day. At the end of the week, you've now done 6 times a day. And let's say you have 1 day off, so you do it 6 days a week. So that's 30 minutes every single day for 6 days. And so you've now got some movement that's happening. What I find in my personal experience is that once I get moving, I start to eat better. I start to find other ways to get movement in, because I start to feel more energetic. My strength starts to come back. And so it's one of the things I wanted to share with you, is that if you find yourself in a place where you just can't see yourself digging yourself out of a hole, look, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to share some information with you. I've got more information on this topic and some more notes. So send me a private message so I make sure that I get it and I see that and I can forward that to you. I'm happy to do that. If you want a couple of exercises to do, happy to help you out there as well. And it's just really about finding something that you can do. And here's the other thing, I'll talk from a woman's point of view because I'm a woman. It's going to differ depending on where you're at in your life. If you're in your 20s, you're probably going to want something that, that will push you a little bit harder than what I just mentioned. If you've just had a baby, we want to start something smaller and want to make sure that we're getting back into our exercise in a healthy way that looks after our body. If you're, approaching menopause, perimenopause, you're probably going to need something different again. So it is absolutely different for every single person. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter where we start, it only matters what we do. So my wish for you is that wherever you find yourself, that you get yourself moving. If you want to get back to running, there are apps that can do that. Again, happy to share with you what I use, no problem whatsoever. And I know for me, I'm going to share my journey with you, through my stories of what the things that I'm doing, because I'm committing, to really getting back into the best shape of my life. While we're in this isolation, I know we're starting to come out, but while we're in this isolation period, but also whilst we're in winter, it's a time, that traditionally people gain a lot of weight because it's colder. I'm terrible for that because I hate the cold. So I'm always looking for something to warm me up. And what tends to happen is that we can go for the more starchy foods. Don't want to do that. So, and it's a decision. So if you are ready to decide and you want an accountability buddy, I'm there for you 100%. If you want some ideas, certainly send me a message. And if you'd like my other notes that I got from our director of fitness, I'm happy to share them with you. So thank you all so much for jumping on today. I really appreciate it. I do wish for you that you get yourself moving. And if you are, actively involved in something, post below what you're doing on a daily basis to inspire other people. Because if we can inspire just one more person, we're all going to be, that's just going to have a ripple effect, and we never know where that's going to end. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.